What's up, everybody? This is Dakota from Black Flag Off-Road, and this is my 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Lillian's Reckoning. Sadly, since the last video got cut off in the middle of it, we decided to do a full walk around of the rig and get a better insight into everything I got. Let's start off with the front. First off is the EAG steel full front bumper. Had this for about a year now, and it's actually been doing pretty well. None of the stuff's been actually chipping or anything. Pretty good powder coating. It was pretty cheap. You get it on Amazon and other places, but for what it's worth, it really does the job. Next, I have two of the Amazon specials. You get these off Amazon pretty cheap. Same thing, they're just spotlights. Big thing with Jeeps is that the headlights are always known to be super dim. So that was one of the first things I actually upgraded, was LED headlights, and again, another Amazon special. And if you can see on my A-pillars, I have the exact same pair of Amazon specials on the front. I believe they were 7-inch LED spotlights. Don't quote me on that, but if you look on Amazon, you look up 7-inch LEDs, you'll find them. And they're about $100 a pair, so nothing too crazy. Next, we got the Badlands, the Harbor Freight Badlands winch. This is a 12,000 pound winch. Now, you go ahead and check it out right here. It's a pretty large winch, nothing too crazy. Comes with a pretty dope, gigantic catch hook with a nice bright Badlands harness for it. Haven't needed it to use it yet, but if I do, I know I wanted to go big because it's a big 4-door, so I wanted to make sure if I had to pull anybody or had to pull myself out, that I had the extra pulling power. I also go with a snatch block that I have just in case. You can never be too prepared. All right, now since we are under the hood, I've only done a few modifications with this this rig. Two biggest things I would say is that I have this Voss switch that I talked about a little bit in the other video. It's amazing. You open this up, you have I got the 8 switch. It runs all the way through here, through the firewall, where your axis, your little whole axis you have right underneath this, runs through, goes through the A-pillar and across, and it goes right behind the rear view mirror, and it works perfectly. I had to jerry rig some of it, but honestly it wasn't too bad. I've had outstanding performance with these. I had no issues, no electrical issues, nothing at all, and it sure as hell beats the, what's it called, the S-Pod pricing. This is literally a quarter of the price of an S-Pod, and it does the exact same thing. It might maybe work a little less effectively. I don't know. I haven't had any issues with it as of right now, but for what it's worth, I've had it for a couple months and it's done great. The next thing you'll probably see is my 1-cylinder compressor from ARB. ARB, as you know, well, most people know in the overlanding community, it's awesome, great products. I haven't had an issue with it. I just took it out on that first video, aired myself up, and then helped Bang air up his tires to speed up the process. But I mean, I tell you what, for 35s, 35-inch tires on 17-inch rims, I mean, it got the job done pretty quickly, and I didn't have any issues with overheating or nothing of that sense. All my wiring I ran across the top of the engine, like right next to, you'll notice on most of your Jeeps or most vehicles, they'll have like a wiring harness that goes across the top that has this cool little protector on it. I did the exact same thing. I just zip tied everything to that and kind of kept it clean as possible to go across. And then again, the Voss switch helps with that a lot. I don't have 5 million wires going to my battery and causing a big ruckus and all that fun stuff. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I had to buy a separate mounting plate for the ARB. That wasn't too much of an issue. It was really easy after you kind of get through it. I mean, for me, I'm kind of a chimp, so Figuring it all out was kind of a odd task, but thankfully it was nothing crazy. I'm gonna give you a better look at the whole situation down here. So I ran most of the wires from this this VOS switch underneath here, and it goes underneath, and then there's an opening in the firewall underneath here that you can access to add more wires and all that stuff. I also have my fridge wired up to this harness as well that heads over to the battery. I also have my A-pillar lights, so the ones right here, I have them running through here underneath this piece of plate of the Wrangler through here. It was super easy. Run it through, come back under, same thing, and run it back and back to the VOS switch, and it's done great. I haven't had no issues. If you look over there, you'll see my winch controller. I keep it on. This winch has a cutoff for it, and honestly, I've never kept it cut off. I mean, yeah, I can burn the battery, but honestly, I'd rather, just in case if I had an emergency, I would have it on at all times. All right, guys, so as you can see, I'm in a different area. That's because my video decided to delete itself. I have no idea where it went, so we're gonna redo the wheels and tires because that completely got deleted. So what I have on this bad boy is a 2.5-inch lift kit by Rubicon Express, and I also have Rubicon Express springs and shocks plus control arms. The wheels, these bad Larrys, are Pro Comp 35-inch mud terrain tires. While we're down here, let's talk about, I got the Rough Country inner fender liners done great. Haven't had any issues with them. None of them are rusted. The powder coat's pretty solid on them, and I've run it through the wringer pretty good. The only other thing here is the fenders. These are another Amazon special deal, and the only bad thing is you get what you pay for sometimes, and these decided to rust, so I took the powder coat off and just spray painted them, and didn't have an issue yet. So yeah, and back to the video. All right, from the wheels, we're gonna go into the front seat, which is the command center. So first things first, let's talk about grab handles. If you have a lift on your Jeep or any vehicle, grab handles are the best. The stock ones that come with the Jeep are not fun to use to try to pull yourself in. They're your arms in the way, so it's hard to pull in. If you get these ones, your hand is away from your body, so when you pull in, you're not blocking yourself as you're going into the vehicle and getting all crunched up. After that, we have the VOS switch command area. This thing turns on. It's pretty awesome. Cuts on a red LED. You can have them in different colors. Nothing too crazy. Down is this is the off position. On position makes a pretty nice rewarding sound when you click it on and off. I don't know if you can really see it as well. Let me see if I can get a better. Bam, way better. So anyway, again, super cheap compared to a S-Pod, and I highly recommend them. Next, we got this from Ben from JK Gear and Gadgets. I appreciate you, man. He showed me this company called Molly Platform Solutions, and they make some pretty cool stuff. I actually got this from them, which is super easy to install, and the the second set of door extender hook. Both products are really nice. Makes small things even better, even easier. Nothing too crazy though. Now let's head to the back door. We have, like I said, the extension hooks from Molly Platform Solutions. Thank you, Ben, again. And then after that, we have another set of the Wild Boar grab handles. Again, just helps your passengers get in easier. And then now we have the Blue Ridge Overland JKU Addict. This thing's actually really cool. There's a bunch of dead space usually here, and this little thing is just really nice to have. I put my rain gear and my cold weather gear up there. It's out of the way. It holds it perfectly. You can tighten it up right here. You can tighten up each strap. And again, it's just making more space where there is no space being used. You know what I mean? Then we head to the back. All right, so first things first, I have, like I had in the front, the EAG rear tire carrier and bumper, steel bumper. Added on to that with the EAG jerry can holders or carriers. When I got to these, with these, this is a Spectre water can, about 5 gallon, I want to say. Spray painted it black. It's starting to chip, so I'm going to keep spray painting it cheapo way. If you haven't noticed, a lot of the stuff's the cheapo brand stuff, and honestly, if it works, it works. You know what I mean? On the other side, I have the gas container from Spectre. This is a 5.3 though. Like I said before, they don't fit perfectly, but after I get the ratchet strap over them, they work just fine. Got the trasheroo for my rear tire. Like it's always good to have extra, like just some place to put your garbage. When you're on a trail or anything like that, having a garbage container, this was amazing to have. I cannot stress it enough. When me and Bang went to the Hurricane Trail, we stuffed this thing full of garbage. And even stuff, when it's not your garbage, it's nice to just kind of clean up the area, because if we don't keep it clean, they're going to shut them down. They shut down the trails. And so you try to take more trash out than you brought in, if that makes sense. After that, we're going to go to the rear. Now forgive me, between the last video and now, somebody rear-ended me, kind of dented up my tailgate. We're still working on that. We're going to get that fixed. And yeah, got a deletion kit from Amazon. Again, another Amazon is life. Amazon deletion kit for the rear hole that's here. If you have a normal stock Jeep and you have the stock tire carrier, this is usually just a big gaping hole. Or not a gaping hole, but there's just a vent here, and it's not very pleasing to look at, so decided to do that. After that, we're gonna open this bad boy up and get to the meat and potatoes of what makes my rig overlandy. So let's check her out. So if you can see, got my fridge, my recovery tools, and I have some bootleg max tracks. Like I said, as always, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These things work fine. They're pretty much the exact same thing as Max Tracks. They're just different brand. I don't understand the reasoning to buy $300 worth of plastic. So I bought one with $100. So it is what it is. All right, right here, I have my front runner little table. Works great. I ate a bunch off of this thing when we were camping. Let me bring you closer so you can see the rest of it. So, the fridge. Again, if it's cheap enough and it works, why not get it? So right here I have the Bouge RV 53 quart fridge on a Iceco fridge slider. Works great. Everything fits. So you got to work with what you got. And I also have this awesome cover for it. Keeps it insulated, keeps the temperature down, less power running to it. Like I said, the slider in this fridge makes things so much easier when you're trying to store food out there, keeping stuff cool. The only issue I have with this thing, and I'll probably do a full review after I use it a little bit longer, is that the temperature gauge, what it says and what it actually is in the freezer or in the fridge, because this is a fridge freezer, the temperature is just not the same. So that's my biggest gripe with it, and I would like to talk to Bouge RV, see if I can give them more pointers about that. but I'm assuming they have enough people trying to talk to them about this kind of stuff, so I will talk to them when they would like. With the Iceco fridge slider, it comes with these awesome straps. These straps are life, because when I tried to ride this thing around with the fridge without anything to lock it down to, oh my god, it was chaos. You want to have everything secure as possible. Sliding this back in and talking about storage solutions, or you know what, well, before I go to that, what I have this locked down to. So before I found this out from Trail Recon, I want to say it was Brad, yes, anyway, he gave me the idea. I was looking at some of his videos because I like that dude, because he's hey, vets all the way. I found this video about him putting a piece of plywood, 1/2 inch, in the back of the Jeep, and using the factory screws. There's 4 of them that you can use, and you can drill through that plywood if you get the proper measurements. Drill through that plywood, put the plywood on top, put some liner on it, which is what I did, and then I used it to secure the slider. So this thing is solid. This thing ain't going nowhere. So thanks, Brad, for that. If you come in closer, right behind this, I have a 12-volt setup out here. Yes, it's not the prettiest thing, but I was really wondering what I was going to actually do with this area, so I didn't want to screw into stuff and mess something up. So that's why that is still there. Now, for power. So yes, I run this to the 12-volt in the side when I'm not using what I'm about to show you. So I'm gonna go to the back. You can probably see it now. I use a Jackery 500. Jackery is a pretty good company. I did a lot of research on the specs of a lot of batteries. Honestly, Jackery just gave me the most watt hours, which is what I needed. I wanted to have the longest amount of time I could keep something running on this, and that's what that gave me. The only issue I have is when I have one of these turned on. At least this is what I ran into. I don't know if Jackery can reach out to me about that. The only issue I had with this thing was I would have the DC power on, and the power would just cut off randomly in the night if I had it on for way too long. So yeah, the power would cut off after a long period of time, even though it was plugged in and drawing power. So I don't know if that's something that's user error or I don't know what, but this Jackery thing is pretty awesome. Having a portable battery works really well if you have electronics. Like I use my phone for all my filming for right now because I'm a new channel, but I tell you what, it works. I got it for pretty cheap. Again, Amazon is life. So yeah, hasn't done anything crazy to me besides that once or twice cutting off if I'm sitting in a spot for too long, but maybe it's user error, I don't know. So now it's whenever I'm about to go to sleep, I'll check the power now and make sure that it's still running to the fridge so it doesn't spoil all my food. Next thing is my storage solution. I've been talking to a few companies, like I said in the beginning, trying to get some people to work with me. I would love to work with any company that's willing to try to start a new partnership with a young stud like myself. But I use these are from Home Depot. Again, another cheap solution. Works well. They're stackable. Get this one. They're stackable and they work, and that's the biggest thing. They're easy to lock down and secure. I have some hooks that I'm wrapping around and locking everything down so nothing bounces around. And what I keep in these is my recovery gear. So I have air tools, my medic bag, my med kit, my air hoses, straps, the whole nine. But yeah. So yeah, all right guys, thank you for tuning into another one of my videos. Black Flag Off-Road is slowly growing, and hopefully we can get much bigger by the end of this year. We're gonna have more videos about gear reviews, and then more videos about other rigs. So like I said, Black Flag Off-Road is not only a Jeep club, but a off-road club for all. Any type of vehicle, I would be more than happy to walk around and help spread the word about you and our club altogether. And Black Flag Off-Road does not only mean overlanding and off-roading. I'm going to start doing more with spearfishing, fishing, all that kind of stuff. Anything outdoors, we're all encompassing. So I hope you guys join us on the next one. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Please leave a like and subscribe. Please try to share the video and grow our channel. And see you guys on the next one.